My name is Jamie McElreath, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story behind the song of I've Won. I'm a sibling of 3. I have an older sister, Jessica, a middle brother, Jonathan, and then I'm the baby. And I grew up in a normal family, and me and my brother had a very special bond. Growing up, we're always super tight, and about the time that he became a teenager, he started experimenting with alcohol and different drugs. And I became that person that he confided in and that he talked to about it. And I took that struggle of addiction on just as much as he did. He went through periods of sobriety, and he went through periods of struggle. And those struggles were my struggles. And the chains that come with addiction are ones that are sometimes unbreakable. Those chains followed him into adulthood, and the demon of addiction just would not let him go. And he fought and he fought, and he battled. He went to rehabs, and he had times where he fought and he was doing great, and there were times where he fought and he didn't do so great. But all through those battles and all through those fights, he found Jesus. So if the battles did anything, they brought him closer. Because he knew that if he didn't draw closer to him during those times, the battle was going to be impossible to win. And again, he always confided in me. He always talked to me about it. And I always tried to fight those battles with him. And I wanted nothing more than to see him live a life that was full and happy and free from addiction and free from those chains. But unfortunately, addiction saw him get the worst of him. He always wanted to have a family, be married, and have children. And I prayed and prayed that that was going to happen. And he found somebody that he loved wholeheartedly. And he had a little girl, Paisley. We all thought that he was going to be able to beat those struggles. But God had a different plan. And on September the 8th, 2014, I got a call for my dad that said that he had been in a wreck. And they didn't think he was going to make it. And about a month before that day, he had made a decision that he was going to get better, that he was going to fight this. But on that day, he had a head-on collision. And it took him. And when I got back home, I remember Josh calling me. And the only thing that I can remember telling him is that, Josh, he's won. He's won the battle finally. Little did I know that the Lord was talking to Josh at that time as well. I believe it was the next day. Josh called me and he said, I have a song. And he played a little bit for me. And I talked to my parents about it. And they had to have that song sung at his funeral. Because it so expressed John's life. He fought the battle, and now the battle was won. The earthly battle that he couldn't win was now won. Because John knew Jesus. John won the battle. The final battle was won. And he now was in heaven with Jesus. And as hard as that is to accept sometimes here on earth, because we miss him, we rejoice because we know we'll see him again. That song brings tremendous comfort to my family because we can listen to it and it reminds us that Jesus paid the ultimate price for us, and that allows us the comfort of knowing where John is. That John's in heaven and that he's safe and he no longer has to fight. He doesn't have to struggle. He no longer has those chains. The chains of addiction are gone. So the battle is won. He's won. And we will see him again.
Though our time was short and our memory sweet, our love still goes on. Just remember when you think of me, I am find